Hello, my name is Daniel Mason, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is just sort of an introduction, even though I've had a couple of videos up here for like a year or so. Um, People don't know who I am, and they probably won't after this either, but that's okay. For anybody that's interested, maybe you want to know, I don't know. The page is called Millipede's Perspective. Millipede's Perspective, that's just weird, right? It's a name. If I just had Daniel Mason as a YouTube channel, which I did for a long time, nobody sees it, nobody notices it. It doesn't sound interesting. Millipede is a nickname of mine, has been for quite a few years. Might as well explain that, just in case it's interesting to anybody. About 17 years ago, I don't know, a long time ago, I found my first web forum, discussion board, and I had to pick a username, and I wanted to be unique, something interesting, and Millipede's what I went with. I like millipedes, they're cool little bugs. I think they're neat. If I can find it and bother taking the time to upload it and whatever, I might show a picture. I was on a short-term missions trip in Uganda one year, and I actually found a pretty good sized millipede, and I let it crawl out my face, and somebody got a picture of it. That's not exactly why I picked the name, but it's just, it adds to the interest there, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I used the name Millipede on that web forum, and then the next one I joined, and then a bunch of other websites I've joined. Millipede's been my username in a lot of places, and I like it, so why change it? Anyway, this YouTube channel is, I don't know, it's my channel. I'm hoping to do some interesting stuff with it. We'll see. So far I've shared a couple of thoughts about things that I think are important, and that's going to be one of the main things I focus on. I own a couple of different websites that I don't pay enough attention to, so that nobody else pays attention to them. But years ago, when I first made my first website, one of the things I did for an about page, I started explaining my purpose, my goal was to change the world. That sounds a little weird, but that's one of my goals in life, is to change the world and make it a better place. Not everybody sees that in the way I speak, in the things I share, because, and this is important to me, our society is training everybody out there today to pretty much hate each other based on the things that we think differently, the things that we believe differently. Oh, you believe this, so you're an idiot. We do that a lot to each other, and I hate it. So I'm going to share a lot of things that some people are going to be like, oh, listen to this nut job. But I try to have a perspective on things that's a little bit different than most other people's. In a lot of my beliefs, I'm pretty conservative, and I'm a Christian, and I got some strong beliefs. But I can aggravate some Christians and conservatives too when I sometimes just ask them to be kind. This is what you believe, share it. Share it all day long, but don't be a jerk about it, There's just too much of that online already. Everybody needs to sort of... the world would be a better place if we just put the cell phones and laptops and all those things down and just talk to each other. But that seems to be tough to do in this society. So, going back to the first time I ever said I want to change the world, this wasn't really part of it. But I've just been seeing that happen so much that I try to look a little deeper. There's a whole lot of issues in life where people are all the way this way and all the way that way, and there's so much ground in between where sometimes we have a lot more common ground and things we might agree with than we realize, because we're so focused on this is the way it has to be. I'd like to bring up some subjects as examples, but I don't want to go there right now. I'm sure you could think of a few. There's plenty of them. So I'm just going to share what's on my mind from time to time. Some things might be more about the world. Some things are going to be about my faith. It's a big part of who I am. So there'll be quite a bit of that probably. I'm going to be, at some point, if I get to it, I'm going to be creating a Facebook group or page, I'm not sure, that is going to say something like Ask Millipede. And I'm going to add to this YouTube channel a section or playlist where I'm going to let people write and ask me questions. And I'll share my perspective on it. And there's going to be times where people appreciate it. There's going to be times where people don't want to hear it. But I want to share my perspective with people. Yeah. People will be free to write in and say, hey, what do you think about this virus that's going around? And if I'm up for that, I'd share my thoughts on it. Because there's a lot of this way and that way thinking on that as well. Trust these people. No, trust these people. Well, I don't trust either sometimes. There's a lot of things to think about. And I don't know if we think about them enough. I think sometimes we just pick a side and stick with it. That's the way I see things a lot anyway. And don't mind me if I look around when I'm videotaping myself here, because I don't want to be on camera anyway. And I'm standing outside and there's nature around and it's distracting, which probably isn't great for you, but it's great for me because I don't have to look at myself when I'm looking at a butterfly flying by. Anyway, so there'll be that, and who knows what else. And I'm going to be making another channel that I'm hoping to put some music on. Probably mostly just songs that I like, but there may be times when maybe I'll come up with a song, I don't know. We will see. Anyway, if anybody watched this far, I didn't plan this out, because I sit down and I think, okay, what do I want to say? And then I do this, and I wonder, I don't know. So sometimes it's better if I just turn the thing on and look at it and start talking. So anyway, my name's Daniel Mason. Welcome to my YouTube page. I hope you like it, subscribe to it. If I ever get enough subscribers, I think you need 100, then I can change the URL, the web address for the page, and have a custom one and make it whatever I want. Things like that. Anyway, my brain is going elsewhere. I really do want to change the world, though. Not a lot of people want to be reached in that way. I think a lot of people, I don't want to say they're content, because they're not content. It's like the opposite of content. But people settle for my side's right, your side's wrong, to the point where they're like, like, how old are we, you know? So if I question things, it upsets people. But if we don't question things, we're going to just keep living how we're living. And that hasn't been going so good lately. I type a lot on Facebook. I might as well write a book. I type so much. I'm talking for I don't know how long here, and I don't even know what I'm saying, but some people look at the length of it. Oh my word, this is that many minutes long? I'm not watching that. Or, oh look, he wrote a paragraph on Facebook. I can't read that, I don't have time. Some people are going to miss out because I might say something that will make sense to you, that will mean something to you, that'll touch you. I have a lot of people that just sort of forget about me, and I've got some people that get annoyed by me. Once in a while, I reach somebody says, wow, that makes sense, or thank you. it happens often enough to make me to keep, it makes me want to keep on doing what I'm doing and saying what I'm saying and trying to get people to think about things differently. I don't know if you can tell by my facial expressions, I'm not a very emotional person. I have emotions, but they're different. They're kind of stunted sometimes. I get emotional sometimes when I shouldn't, and sometimes I don't get emotional when maybe I should. In case anybody's watched this far, is still watching and is interested, I've got anxiety, I've got depression, I've got ADD, I don't know if you can tell. I was diagnosed with Asperger's about 13 years ago, and that's probably where some of the whole emotional disconnect comes from. So anyway, even when I was young, I would watch Wheel of Fortune on TV sometimes. I still like Wheel of Fortune a lot. But I can remember, like, even my own mother, somebody in the room was like, you know, if you were on that show and you won $1 million, you'd probably just stand there. Like, yeah. If somebody walked up and gave me $1 million, I'd say, thank you. Like, you wouldn't see a lot of expression on my face. You wouldn't see the joy. It's kind of sad sometimes. But it's just part of who I am. Some people mistake that for lack of caring, but I have a lot of caring, a lot of heart, a lot of love for a lot of people, a lot of empathy towards a lot of situations in life. I want to help people. But anyway, back to the emotions. When I actually succeed in my communication, I feel like I trip over myself and I ramble on so long, people don't hear me. But when I succeed and somebody hears me and they feel something and they say thank you, oh, thank you. You probably still don't see it on my face, but it's one of the things that brings me the most joy in life. There's very few things that bring me like overwhelming joy. Children, babies, they're probably near the top of the list. I love nature and things like that. I like music. But when somebody connects, when somebody listens, when somebody hears what you're saying and responds kindly, and not just from the gut reactions that we've all been trained to have, there's something about it that just, it makes all the struggles I have in communicating worthwhile. It makes up for all the times that I'm hurt and crushed by the way people hear me or misunderstand me. I get that sort of thing a lot. So once in a while I reach somebody in a way that makes me say, I can't quit. This is something that's on my heart, so I got to share it. And I don't know, that's the purpose of this YouTube channel. I've got a lot of thoughts. We'll see what I share, when I share. And I hope I reach somebody out there. If it's just one person that I help them in any way, it's worth all my time. Anyway, I love you all. I hope you stop and think about that and think about saying that to somebody else. Even those people over there and those people over there, the ones that are, you know, oh, they like Trump. Oh, yeah, love them too. Oh, Hillary or Biden or whoever, doesn't matter. Love them too. It makes a big difference. Not only does it make a big difference in the world around you, but it's going to make a big difference in your own life, your own heart. It's freeing to be able to not look at all that stuff that makes us angry. To be able to just say, that's a human being over there. They're hurting. Their life's hard. My life's hard. You know what? Those people over there, they want peace. I want peace. Hey, we've got something in common. There's a lot more to us than what social media, mass media, and the politicians are doing to us. Or I should say what we're letting them do to us. Anyway, this is turning into something other than just an introduction now, isn't it? But this is how I am. This is, my brain just goes and goes and goes sometimes. I can't stop it. It stops once in a while, but I can't purposely do it. But anyway, welcome to nature. This is part of my front yard. It's kind of a jungle. Huge, steep, not so fun driveway, and you can probably hear cicadas making a lot of noise. I hope that distracts you to not want to just look at me, because I don't want you looking at me. Anyway, till the next video.